imagine Aang gets stuck in Amphibia and then just goes, well, I can't go see my parents again. Let me just make a little shrine and say, I'll always remember you. And also the girls all go their separate ways for 10 years. Oh, my name's Foxman. So the Inanimate Fox, my hair is a mess. But I kind of wanted to get this out quick. I already made a review of the season finale. It's an hour long, so I don't know how many people are gonna really watch it. So I wanted to make this as like a smaller version of kind of an idea. Or like, kind of like, specifically about the ending that I kind of don't like. Like, okay, here's the thing. Since the episode ended, it's alright. That's how, about the ending right now, I kind of feel like, okay, it's fine. Like, at some bit, because, like, I think Matt Bradley straight says, am I saying Bradley, I'm not entirely sure. But, he says, like, well, the girls are still young when they meet up again, they still have the rest of their lives ahead of them. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good point, I guess. And I can also see the point where the way this ends, it pretty much kind of leaves it open for like, okay, we could go on, we could like continue this in comics and have like, Anne return to Amphibia at some point somehow, or, maybe Sprig, Polly, and, I can't remember her name, go to this new continent. Maybe they find a way to Earth or something like that. Like there's more, or like you just follow Sprig and Polly. So like there are a few ways they left it open enough to where if they wanted to tell another story, they could, and I'd be okay with that. I guess my issue with the ending still though is a few things. One, how the trio ended, and how this family was separated. Because here's the thing on this, and I mean this really. The series starts with a girl in another world looking for her friends, spending 6 months doing it, and also trying to find a way back to her family, her mom and dad. This show ends with those 3 friends being separate for 10 years, not really keeping contact, and the girl is now separate from her family, her frog family. It rubs me, it makes me mad. It makes me mad. And again, I've already said like my idea of what I would prefer the Amphibia's ending to be. That would still keep with all this happening, but have a different ending. My only issue now with my ending, which I'm gonna see if I can make a quick animatic of that, hopefully soon. The only problem with my ending is that it completely ends the story. A little, not really, kind of. My ending, in a sense, ends the story of Amphibia, like, book closed kind of thing, but also kind of does open it up. Even then, like, my ending kind of leaves it open for everything else, but it's a much happier ending, which it adds with this on top of it. Because here's the thing, again, spoilers for Amphibia, go watch it. Anne dies. Anne dies at the end, self-sacrifice, awesome. Very sad. And then, obviously they don't undo it, but it's like, this is either a clone of Anne or / is Anne, but just a new body. Sure. This, and that, it's like, okay, you didn't want to go full, sad, Anne dies and whatnot. Cool. But it's like we want it to be a happy ending, but then also kind of make it sad again with them not keeping in contact. And again, it's the beginning of their lives. I completely get that. We get they're still 23 or whatever, so the rest of their lives ahead of them. Yes. It's just, It's just that these three girls who, again, spent 6 months away from each other trying to bring each other together. Marcy, who tried to bring her friends on infinite adventures, basically. Sasha, who wanted to rule Amphibia together. And Anne, who literally, again, spent 6 months trying to find her friends because she was worried for them and trying to bring them home for 10 years separated. Like, I don't know. It just does not feel right. It doesn't feel good. Like, it doesn't feel like really, these three girls, because literally all three of them, now that I'm thinking about it, all three of them, it's not just like, oh, you know, like Anne was the only one looking for them. No. Sasha, and I'm going to go to this image over here. Let's see, where is it? Like, Sasha, Marcy, and Anne all literally did things for all the other ones. Like, yeah, Anne searched for them to bring them home. Sasha was saying, yeah, all three of us can rule Amphibia together. Marcy's like, we can go on infinite adventures across the multiverse together. Like, all three of them. All three of them wanted to be with each other. And then for 10 years, and some people say, well, you know, it's realistic. If you like, and mind you, Gravity Falls is a fun show, and I brought it up in the other video. If you like the ending of Gravity Falls, and it's not the whole bit, like, because apparently people got really mad at Mabel for letting Bill Cipher, giving him the rift and opening up. That shit, no. I'm not mad at her about that at all. What I'm mad at her about is that she, like, Dipper has a chance to do basically the job he wants and learn about that job and everything from one of the foremost leading experts of it, Stanford, about it. He would literally be able to learn and do the thing he loves, but his sister says not to do it because they'll be separate from each other. And he listens, and he just goes back and says, yo, we'll be together forever. Like, that, like, here's the thing. Flip that. Flip those endings, please. Because Dipper and Mabel, them separate, learning from different schools or across the country, I can see them coming together during the summertime and setting different lives. Mabel, constantly throughout the series, has tried to find a boyfriend, which I don't think her boyfriend's gonna be like, yeah, can my brother live with us? I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I feel like I would say no, like that wouldn't make sense. And then, like, but like, they're always together and they have to learn to be separate. Yeah, then, like, yeah, I think that is more like, yeah, they've been together their entire lives and, like, throughout the entire series, but now, you know, the rift is that they have to be apart for a bit, but then they come back together, you know, a visit on the summer times, or, you know, stuff like that. Like, I think that, and, like, you would also tie Gravity Falls in more to the ending of that. I think that would fit more for Gravity Falls, even like Mabel's whole thing where she's afraid of being separate from Dipper and like all that stuff. That would be a better ending for Gravity Falls, where Amphibia, the girls are friends in the beginning, separate, they come together. Turns out all three of them kind of had their own idea of how they wanted this to go. They got separated again through traumatic experiences. All of them grew, learning from their mistakes, coming back together to then, you know, fend off thing. And then they just separate again for 10 years and just lose contact. Like again, that is my issue with this. If you, like, because that's the thing about Gravity Falls too, like that ending bit, I'm just like, I don't, like, why? Like, why? I'm like, why on that? And then why on this? Like, and that's the thing. Again, I've already said before, Amphibia has some of the best finales in TV animation. In animation, I would say. It has some of the best finales in animation. How the hell? Like, how do these three girls who literally think about each other, who are literally thinking of ways that all three of them could be together in the future and help each other, or for their own ways, and I keep repeating myself, but I want to repeat it again, literally all three of them, Anne was trying to bring her two friends home for 6 months. Sasha thought we could rule Amphibia together, all three of us. And Marcy thought, I don't want to lose you guys, and I want to go on infinite adventures with you guys. Like, it just feels a bit off that they would just separate for 10 years and lose contact. Like, if the ending of, like, here's a quick fix for the ending of Amphibia that isn't, like, my whole idea of, like, boom at the end. I went on a tangent and I don't come back to this, so I want to say it right. So, yeah. Basically, quick ending that literally fixes this is it ends with Dr. Jan. It ends with Anne visiting Dr. Jan and the blue-haired Sadie girl. And basically, they're building a portal to try to make it there. And they think they might get it. Ending with that alone, that isn't my idea for an ending, opens up the idea that, yes, Anne will eventually get home. When? Who knows? But it at least adds to that where, yes, Anne could return to Amphibia to see her family again. And it leaves it open. It has it to where, like, there's a possibility that Anne will come back. Maybe it'll take a long time. Maybe it'll take a short time. You still have 10 years of Sprig being able to grow and have fun adventures by himself with everything else. And you still have the idea that all three of the Calamity Girls can actually return home and meet their frog family and everything again. Simple way, just a little scene would give so much closure, as well as the idea of, yes, they're not gone forever. Instead of, here's a little shrine for my family and the adventures I had. That's it. I guess I'll never see them again until I'm God. And then also, again, Anne trying to literally get back to her family throughout all of the series, these 6 months, get back to her mom and dad. But then apparently not really try to get back. Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. Who knows? But it's never told to us, so I can only assume. I could assume she probably did, or maybe she didn't. Can let Anne basically Anne basically is, all right, I've been separate from my mom and it was very traumatic. Well, bye, frog family. I guess I won't see you again until I'm 91 years old and become God. Like, again, like it feels bad. Like, it doesn't feel like that good. It feels like it messes up some things. Like, and again, like, I don't know, maybe it's like, oh yeah, the hero's journey. I feel like the hero's journey. I feel like I'm at two parts with the hero's journey on certain things, and I guess technically maybe I do fall in that category when I write stories too. I don't know, but the characters obviously should be very changed and have a different outcome than the beginning. It shouldn't be like, oh yeah, happy, and then like yeah, they should obviously probably end happy, but like it shouldn't be like, loop to loop to loop. I don't know. Maybe I misunderstand how the hero's journey works, but that's my only issue with the ending. The show was great. It was fun. I love this design. These are probably my favorite designs in Amphibia in general. These are really damn good. I love their Calamity forms. Calamity Blue, Calamity Green, Calamity Red. I love it. I love their evolutions of their armor. I love the color and art style. It's great, and I love this a lot. Especially, like, since their eyes are always black, but now you have the irises, it gives them a more anime and more, like, epic look. And the animation in this entire part is really damn good. But that's just my thoughts on this. Again, it still ended fine. It's still a fun ride. But honestly, like, again, like, I don't think these girls were separate for 10 years. And again, like I said, I don't think these girls were separate for 10 years. And I don't think Anne, who fought so hard for 6 months to get back to her mom and dad, would not try just as hard to try to open a portal back to Amphibia to then get back to her other's family. And that's why, like, that's why also why I'm worried for the Owl House. If, like, Disney's like, no, she has to go back to Earth. Like, no. Like, it would make zero sense why the girl who was sent to a camp to learn how to interact with people and, like, you know, make friends and all that stuff would literally be like, well, you made friends, you made a girlfriend. Oh, that's cute. You have an entire other family over there with your witch mom and your Titan little brother and all that stuff. And like, oh man, that's really cute. Well, time to go back to Earth for you to learn a lesson about separation. It's like, what? Like, I hope that's not the case. I hope. Because it wouldn't make sense. It would go against that. And again, in a sense, it kind of goes against a little bit of the stuff that happened in the show here. Where, again, these three girls wanted to be together. These three girls wanted, and I'm not even saying like in a romantic sense. These three girls wanted to be together, be friends. These three girls wanted to spend time with each other and had such a strong-ass bond that they literally fought life and limb giant monsters, ancient evil kings and all this stuff so they could be together and, you know, be able to go home to their family. And they're just gonna leave their family behind. They're just gonna leave a big chunk of their family behind in another world. And then the last connection, like the last few connections these three have to each other also gets broken and separate, and like they don't try to keep in contact, especially in the modern day. I don't know. Just my quick thoughts on this. I'm not sure how long this video is. Hopefully it's not too long. But yeah, that's just my thought on this. If you want to see how I think Amphibia should end, at least that kind of closes the book, but also opens it up for a new chapter and new ideas and stories while still keeping like this ending. Like it basically keeps everything that the creators, I guess, wanted perfectly fine and opens up at the end at least for its own like adventures where you could literally have everything the creators wanted, but then also have a happy ending, and then also have a somewhat like bittersweet but also really happy ending, and it leaves it open for like way different and way new adventures. I don't know. Tell me what you think in comments below. Thanks for watching. My videos. Stay on the lookout for that. I'll try to get that animatic out soon. It's going to be something small. I probably won't be too long because it's just going to be a quick little scene and that's it. But thanks for watching. Share videos. Hopefully enjoy it. And literally, I think it fixes pretty much everything. Except the girls being separate, but that's a whole different thing. But maybe I'll extend the scene a little bit. But thanks for watching. Share videos. Hopefully enjoy this. And we will. See you later. Yeah, I see these three girls stuck together like forever.